Hey everyone, it's Jenny from the Jenny Pincher, and I'm back again today with some money advice for women. And the subject today is why you should build an emergency fund. A friend of mine had recently went through some personal financial courses, and we were talking about the classes, and she told me that she had learned a lot and she was happy to have gone through them, but she sort of surprised me because she said the one thing the class taught her that she didn't agree with was the paying yourself first concept. And I was surprised because I figured if the classes covered anything, it would cover the topic of paying yourself first and why it's important. So, paying yourself first, what does it actually mean? Well, paying yourself first is when you take a percentage of your income and put it in your savings account or other designated account before you start paying yourself first, hence the term paying yourself first. It's also referred to as your emergency fund, since this is only to be used towards emergencies. And it's important that this account is actually only used for emergencies, because using a little here or a little there each month when you run short on spending cash doesn't actually constitute an emergency. Neither does shopping for clothes or wanting a new TV or something. Things like having car trouble or other unexpected expenses are the type of things you want to use your emergency fund for. So my friend that I talked to didn't agree with this. She felt that she needed to get all her bills paid each month, and if she had anything left over to save, then she would save it. But if she didn't have anything to save, well, then she just wouldn't be saving. And this is the kind of behavior that causes financial problems in the first place. By paying yourself first, you're giving yourself a fund to draw from when your emergencies come up. And if you're trying to pay down your credit card debt and you have no emergency fund, you will continue to rely on your credit card. This will counteract any payments you make and will continue you on the debt cycle. So it's important for many reasons, and the number one thing that I want to convey in this video is stop relying on credit. So let's be realistic here. If you're like me, any debt you incur, you want to pay it off as soon as possible. While I'm certainly not advocating carrying a ton of debt, you have to be realistic with how quickly you can pay off your debt. If you're paying your normal monthly bills, such as your housing, utilities, transportation, and things, and then putting all your leftover money towards debt with no savings, you aren't doing yourself a favor. It never fails. Something comes up and you need money to pay an insurance deductible or pay a doctor's bill. Then you're back in the cycle of using your credit cards to stay afloat. So that's the one thing you want to remember here, that breaking the cycle of relying on credit to pay for these types of emergencies. The rule of thumb is to save 5 to 10% of your income each month and then put another 5 to 10% of your income towards your debt. If you would like to increase that percentage, you can either earn extra income or cut out some unnecessary spending in your budget. And you can look at and find some of this information on my website, thejennypincher.com, which is also at the lower left of your screen there. So there are several things that you can do to bring in extra cash to help pay down debt. Can you work more hours at your current job, or can you sell some things on Craigslist or eBay, things like babysitting? If you have a certain skill, such as Photoshop or web design or things like that, and it doesn't have to be something that technical, things like sewing or anything that you have a lot of, some people just can't do those things and they're willing to pay for it. So get creative with your skills to start seeing if you can earn extra income. So building an emergency fund should be your number one priority if you don't have one. And even paying yourself as little as $20 a month can help reach this goal. You want to start working towards increasing your emergency fund to $1,000. I know that seems like a lot if you don't have anything, but once you get going and you realize that it is, you can cut out some expenses and you can start applying that extra money towards your emergency fund. Then the thing you just want to remember is make sure that you have in your mind that you want to stop relying on credit. The purpose of the emergency fund is to build up that extra income for emergencies, so you aren't relying on credit. If you'd like some more information, you can check out my other YouTube videos or visit my website, The Jenny Pincher, at thejennypincher.com. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.